You see, feminists have been working with atheists and secular humanists for many years to break down the family. Now, I am not a Republican, but I see the harms associated with people not recognizing the dangers of this attack on Christian morality and the family structure. 80% of inmates in America's prison system come from single-parent households. So this picture on the screen, where they use the N-word that I've blotted out, perfectly exemplifies how psychology historically has been a negative force in society. And psychology is taught at every community college, in every college in America. Not to mention they push feminism, the feminist perspective of psychology, the secular humanist perspective, or the humanist perspective. And it is very atheist friendly, very LGBT friendly. Now, I'll put a clip from the news at the end of this, but recently Obama has pressured the school system, the education system, to make gender neutral bathrooms. More specifically, to allow transgendered people to choose which bathroom they want to go into. Not only is this special treatment, but it is exactly what I predicted. I said the direction of the gay agenda is that one day they will completely eradicate the line between male and female. And I specifically said that there will be unisex bathrooms. That little boys will be able to go into the bathroom with your daughter. That pedophiles will be able to go into the bathroom of the children that they wish to molest legally. And all this is part of a greater agenda that is very harmful to society. So I wish to be the catalyst for change. My videos will be the impetus that will bring about social change in California and elsewhere. Anyone who does not concur with my key points obviously is a bad person, or the truth has eluded them. Truths that aren't so elusive, so I don't see how they could. So I must be adamant, I must be firm in my stance, convicted. Because mental health, especially psychiatry, has very inimical, toxic, harmful psychotropic drugs that they are pushing. And they tend to work together with Big Pharma to push them. It is immoral to force medicate people with drugs when they are not innocuous. They are hazardous. In fact, medical waste, I know this from working in my father's office for many years, medical waste typically is disposed of in a safe manner. And the bags in the office are labeled hazardous waste. It's funny how people don't understand that it is immoral to drug people with hazardous waste. And we know this because there's a lot of clips I'm gonna have to play for you. We know this because a lot of people flush these drugs down the toilet because they harm them and they don't want to take them. And they have contaminated our water supply because the water processing facilities aren't able to scrub them out or filter them out of the water effectively. So as a result, in almost every major city, there are common psychiatric drugs in the water supply. So those of you who have been playing stupid, thinking it's smart, have been drugging your own families, friends, and neighbors from your stupidity. I mean, how pathetic is that? You know, all these people who think conformity is smart, they think conformity is ideal, and they're worried about fluoride in the water. They need to be worried about Depakote, Prozac, and antipsychotics in the water. It's also karma, one could say, though I'm not a Buddhist. However, Buddhism has definitely affected psychology. Just look at dialectical-based therapy, which just comes straight from Buddhism, and cognitive-based therapy, which is Buddhist-friendly. They talk about mindfulness, mindful behavior. Now, let me just play you a few clips here, because I have a lot of clips to play.
Antidepressants are killing people. A recent report claims the drug kills an estimated 500,000 Americans and Europeans annually. Efficiency trials funded by pharmacy companies are biased, it shows. The study also found psychiatric drugs actually cause 15 times more suicides than reported by the FDA. Not to mention some of the side effects like mania, nervousness, and paranoia. The
list goes on. So that was RT, mainstream media. I'll put the link. So you can imagine this is this helps the population control agenda. This also helps make the most profitable industry, the pharmaceutical industry, more profitable, because the water is causing the symptoms of these mental disorders.
list just goes on.
So now let me play you another clip.
Do you think that the CIA is still testing out drugs on?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think they're testing LSD any longer.
Not LSD,
I think
but
they basically, they've been through that process. New drugs, absolutely.
Do you have any fear for yourself or for your family? Because you really are making a lot of allegations.
Now, it's very interesting that what she said there. So she asked him, do you have any fear? It's very interesting because I have countless trolls pretending that I'm crazy and that I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. But here on mainstream television, RT, one of the most popular and most watched media outlets. I think it is the most watched media news service on YouTube, saying to this person who is the expert, one of the leading experts on the history of military mind control, do you have any fears? Do you have any fears for yourself, your safety, and your family? So it is not just socially normative, but in the academic and scholarly communities, the communities of scholars and experts, it is common sense that you will be persecuted for your political views when you tell the truth about things that the government doesn't even want you to touch on. So now anyone who would say that someone such as myself, who claims to be harassed and stalked and covertly drugged by the government, is actually out of touch. They are actually the ones who are delusional. They are in a delusional state of mind. Either they are helping them do it and they're a criminal, part of a felony conspiracy, or they are delusional, and I personally wouldn't want to be either. Not to mention a traitor to God and humanity. It is impossible to do your research or even to watch this video alone and to not come to these conclusions if you have a rational mind. Stop being irrational, San Jose. Stop being insane. Stop lacking compassion. Stop being uncompassionate. Stop being unreasonable. Stop betraying your families and friends. I know a lot of you have problems with methamphetamines, cannabis, and alcoholism. I know a lot of you abuse prescription drugs. I know a lot of you have family members that work in the pharmaceutical sector. But stop putting finances over your own people and your faith in God. Stop it right now. Stop being a disgrace. Stop being an abomination. Isn't it bad enough that you have done this far? Stop continuing this madness. Repent. Come clean. Stop helping them cover up the fact that I'm the top martial artist by covertly drugging me. I see all the people who are doing this is exactly who you'd expect. Every group whose role in the New World Order I expose. The martial arts secret societies. Anyone who thinks there's no secret societies in martial art, you're a fucking idiot. What the hell do you think the Shaolin Monastery is? Is it open to the fucking public? You dumb bastards. Wow, you really need to catch up. Try to keep up here. Try to keep up. Try. Come on. Anyway, so those of you who think that Masonry, which talks about, you know, Rome and the mystery schools and Dionysus and Demeter and Diana and Mars, martial arts, the arts of Mars, look it up. Stop being delusional. Stop being indifferent. Stop being greedy. Stop being cowards. You know, you cannot honestly say that you're tough or brave if you are doing something that the status quo wants you to do, which is killing your family, your own people, and interfering with your relationship with God. How could you possibly be tough? You can't. You can't. You can't.
New worries tonight about the safety of America's water supply. In the first nationwide investigation of its kind, the Associated Press found that at least 41 million of us are drinking water that contains traces of prescription drugs. And now many are wondering, is our water safe? Here's Nancy Cordes.
The Associated Press investigation reveals that nearly every drinking water supply in the country that's been tested for pharmaceuticals tested positive. 24 major metropolitan areas from coast to coast. What turned up? Trace amounts of everything from sex hormones to drugs for livestock, anti-seizure medications, prescription painkillers, even the antidepressant ingredient in Prozac.
How many water suppliers that you spoke to actually filter out pharmaceuticals?
Virtually no water supplier we talk to will claim or can claim to entirely filter out pharmaceuticals because the treatment systems aren't designed to filter out pharmaceuticals.
In Philadelphia, for example, scientists detected 63 different pharmaceuticals in the untreated watershed and 56 in the drinking water.
Story on our website, KCBA.
And why is it happening?
New tonight, police call it bullying on steroids. We're talking about gang stalking, but it actually has nothing to do with the gangs that you first think of. Central Coast News reporter Candace Wynn learned more about the trend and how it's getting more dangerous because of the internet.
It makes me feel afraid.
Lawrence Gazino claims his neighbors are gang stalking him because he plays loud music late at night and is outspoken. He said for the last year and a half, he's been systematically
outspoken. Imagine being the most outspoken, uncontrolled opposition person in America. Over 4,000 videos, 10,000 valid sources. I'm not talking about aliens or reptilians in my videos. I don't wear a tinfoil hat. I'm the son of 2 doctors, one of them a neurosurgeon or a brain surgeon. I am the top martial artist in America, with a $3,000 challenge to whoever can beat me, and I give $25 to whoever can show no one has. I won the last match 10-0. I have over 100 victories, no losses. Yeah, I'm a little bit more likely of a target than this guy, and it is insane. It is just absolutely preposterous to assume that someone such as myself is mentally ill for making such a very likely and almost certain claim.
Get more common.
Gang stalking itself, they have elevated themselves to technology. So this is something that's been going on before the age of Facebook, Twitter, those other social websites. They just now have gone into those areas.
Some more mainstream news. This time, you know, it's not the police reporting that gang stalking is real. In this case, it is actually the police unit doing it, and I recommend the police unit is dissolved.
6 allegations of harassment among Stockton city officials. At the center of this fight, the city manager and the police unit.
The manager says the harassment's actually coming from his own police officers. KCRA 3's David Beanick is live for us in Stockton, where it sounds like politics are getting personal, David.
Good evening, Edie. Yes, the city manager lives in that brick house right on the corner there.
Keep in mind, Stockton is maybe an hour and 15 minutes away one way, and Santa Cruz is 45 minutes away or so another way. So I am dab smack in between these 2 cities. And San Jose has more people than Stockton and Santa Cruz put together. If that puts things into perspective for you.
House right next door was recently purchased by some new owners. And the manager says those new owners are not only loud and obnoxious, they're wearing badges. Broke down.
Out of all the homes under foreclosure in the city of Stockton, they picked the one right next to the city manager, and they offered full price for it.
Since then, Johnson says city manager Bob Dutch.
So the city manager and the mayor of Stockton must all be crazy. The police must be crazy. You know, the report of the Justice Department where it says that 3 million people a year are stalked, and about a third of them are stalked by more than one person. You know, the Justice Department must be crazy. You know, the top martial artist who's a software engineer must be crazy. The city mayor and the city manager of Stockton, the lieutenant of the Santa Cruz Police Department. Thousands of people have reported similar incidents online, and of them, I am the most likely candidate because of my ability to bring people to my view, you know? Based on who I am and my martial arts capability and the fact that I have a degree in the most, you know, in the subject that's the hardest to get a bachelor's degree in, which is software engineering, which shows a higher level of logic, perception, and being perceptive. You know, it is impossible, you know? And these people are going to try to hide behind fancy words, just like the eugenicists, when they talked about drunks and people who lived in abject poverty and so on and so forth. They'd say, you know, pauperism, licentiousness, you know, and sexual immorality. Instead of using very basic terms that we all understand, they hide behind intellectual jargon. Well, guess what, you pussies? I understand your fancy words, you know, using words like indolence is not going to fucking elude me. I understand what you're saying, and I can speak your same fucking language. My family's more educated than you are, and I've done more research than you have. Try 20 years of research, bitch. Try 7 years of making videos showing the results of my research, and over 10,000 valid sources in my videos alone. I'm smarter than you are. I'm tougher than you are. I'm braver than you are. I'm closer to God, and every day more and more people are seeing it that way. Look at you now, you fucking cowards. And all you bootlicking sissies, I wish you would try something, you pussies. You know where to find me because you stalk and harass me every day. But for the same reason you don't have the guts to go against the grain and stand up for your people like I do, it's the same reason you ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing. You bitches.